was like, oh, come on, darling. Like, we all know how this. I love when Erica just like takes over production and thinks she's like, come on, darling, this is how it all works. Like, like she didn't take the cast picture. So because she didn't take the cast picture, she quit. And Andy's like, yeah, I don't know if that's actually a way to like really say because Kyle didn't take the cast picture. And Erica's like, oh, please, honey. Like, Kyle's never leaving the show. You know that. So. But it seems like she walked out and she walked off and she left on her own, it seems. But I still want to ask the psychics because let's see what they say. I think it's a little bit of everything, right? I've said this. I have a show coming out this week with Amir that I recorded an hour before this was announced, where we were kind of before Garcelle quit. I think it's a more interesting listen now that will come out this week because like I do think Garcelle, by process of elimination, was the weak link in the sense that we're never getting rid of Kyle. Dorit's about to go through a divorce on TV. Bose is new and we love her. Most people do. Not everyone. A lot of people hate her now after watch what happened. So we're not getting rid of her. Sutton has the money. You also have Tilly with Sutton. We're not done with Sutton yet. And so, just by process of elimination, I do think that Garcelle was the weak link in this cast, the same way I thought Crystal was. I don't think they were going to get rid of Crystal, but I don't. So to me, it's like, was there a conversation of like, you are the weak link? Maybe it's your time. I mean, if you said that to me, that's almost like telling me I'm fired. Garcelle is not dumb. She's been in this business forever. So, like, did someone tell her that? Did she understand it was maybe her time? Or was it just like, yeah, she was going to get like a bad edit next season. And then, look, she's not an idiot. She has to bring something to the show next season other than the beach house. So, was it like, well, where is my storyline going? And you guys do everyone dirty, and you did Dorinda dirty, and you did Rinna dirty. And I know how this business works. And like, it's time. I'm not staying around for you guys to do me dirty. So, I don't know. I don't think it's as simple as like, did you leave on your own? I think it's a hybrid, like, where was my story going? And eventually I would have to show real stuff. And I mean, look, power to her that she came in, she did it, and she got out. It revived her career. She doesn't have blood on her hands. She didn't go psycho. She wasn't crawling around on the floor like a dog barking. Like she did it, like they will do you dirty. They will. They did Rinna dirty. And so I think Garcelle knows that. And so I think it's just like, I'm going to leave before you do this to me. And I've said many times, even with her there, we've had Kyle, we're over Kyle. You're not telling us that you're in love with Morgan, Mauricio. You've 2 seasons of this. This was Dorit's season. It's not going to be her season. I really think it was coming for Garcelle and or Sutton next season, one of them. And I just think Garcelle is like, I do believe she has things going on. And I mean, look, I think Rinna's now talking about Housewives and she has a podcast. Garcelle had a podcast that I was a part of before this show. I mean, I was on it and she was on. We advertised at each other's show. Maybe she'll have a podcast. I do believe she's producing and I believe she's working. Like, so she'll be fine. She will be fine. But I do believe that she saw or they had a conversation with her of like, you better come up with something for next season. And she realized because she's smart, it's coming for me and or Sutton. I just think process of elimination, those were the two people that were going to have a bad season. And she's like, I don't need this. I'm getting out before, it's the reason like a Cynthia Bailey was able to work and do other things after Atlanta. She never got really dirty. So it's like once you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs like Jennifer Aiden, there's no mainstream media. Like a mainstream media will hire Garcelle. She can go be on The View. She can go be a correspondent. Same with Bailey. No one hiring Jennifer Aiden. She cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So once you go there, and not to give her too much credit, we're going to talk about Jennifer Aiden tomorrow too, and all the stories that are out there about her. Guys, I'm riled up. Anyone that doesn't like the word fuck or nasty language, do not listen to my show tomorrow afternoon because I am riled up about fucking Teresa. She is an animal. She is out of touch with reality and she's back in trouble and she's a fucking moron and an idiot. But let's not get into that today. We're doing Beverly Hills. So I don't know. I don't think this friendship is going to last once the show is over. I do think Sutton is like Shannon Bedore. I think in a way, I mean, look, is Sutton happy Garcelle left? No, because that's your biggest ally there besides Jennifer Tilly, although she's not full time. No, I actually don't think you're happy, but I still think part of her has got to be relieved of like, well, I want Kyle's love, and Kyle is the queen of the show. She's not going anywhere. And Sutton loves being on the show. So isn't it just easier now? She could just go kiss Kyle's ass and not have to worry about Garcelle calling her out next season. Because I think that would have been explored more. And there would have been cracks between Sutton and Garcelle next season. I don't think Garcelle left because of Sutton. But I bet you Sutton, as upset as she is of like, I just lost my main ally, I think in a way, it makes her life easier because she can just now go and kiss up to Kyle with nobody. Look, if is not in with Dorit and Dorit says at the reunion, it'll be very clear where Kyle and I stand for the rest of our lives. It doesn't sound like they're going to be friends. So if Kyle's not in with Dorit and Sutton seems to hate Dorit, even though her biggest regret was that, maybe Kyle and Sutton will just come for Dorit. It'll be Dorit and Bose versus Kyle and Sutton, although that's not even interesting because we already saw that. So I don't know. But I think maybe Sutton's a little happy. I don't think the friendship will last. We're gonna get into everybody else who you also saw on Watch What Happens. They asked Erica and she said her thing is she thinks Garcelle threw it in too soon and she's disappointed. She couldn't stay to come back and work it out. And Andy's like, well, people at home are wondering, work out what? Sounds like something major happened at the reunion with Garcelle. That's why Adrienne Maloof quit. They were going to go after her real family and start talking about her kid and paternity and all this bullshit. So if you don't need it and they start to really go there, it's like, I don't need this. It is a shame that we had the bots and we had Garcelle's children and that she still came back. So I don't never like someone quitting. I agree with Erica, but don't profess too much, Erica. I mean, they asked Erica, what do you say about the fact that Garcelle said that you married for money and she married for love? And Erica says, well, we both married ugly white guys that both cheated on us for love. So it's a great comeback. She's Mr. Girardi's wife. As an attorney, Mr. Girardi knows about comebacks. Erica's great at it. So she says, well, Garcelle and I both married ugly white guys that cheated on us for love. So when Erica says that she's upset that Garcelle didn't stick it out, you're also happy, right? You're happy she's not there. It's no love lost between you. Bose, she's getting a lot of heat from people. Bose says she was disappointed. At first, they were silent. They wouldn't say anything. But Bose says she's disappointed and but doesn't seem like there's any love lost between Bose and Garcelle. Either it seems like this thing that Garcelle made the statement, this and that at their reunion about not all skin folk are kinfolk. Something did happen between them. It's over. So it is over. Now Dorit on the after show. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Dorit on the after show she says, I mean, Dorit is so good at her confessionals. So she knows how to bring on the drama. She says, I am going to announce that she's with Bose. I am going to say something. And Bose is like, say it, girl. Dorit is like, I am going to say something very controversial. And Bose is like, okay. And she said, Bose, please just sit down. And Bose is like, girl, I'm sitting down. What the fuck you want to say? And Dorit is like, Sutton buys her friendships. Then she goes on to